guys. Hi, I'm happy to see you. So, what we're going to be talking about today, creating from a place of joy. So, let's clear our heads and get them all ready for some transformation and growth because, like Granny says, you can't pour tea in a cup that's already full. You cannot do that. So, when was the last time you lost track of time when you were knitting? Um, when was the last time that you felt like that thrill? When we first started knitting, how excited we were about working with that yarn. We were making something. When was the last time you felt that? When did creating feel more like play than performance or work or something you had to do? This isn't about losing your passion. It's not about needing a more exciting project. It's not even about creative burnout, but it's about losing our sense of joy in our knitting. It's about it's about the gradual displacement of joy as your central motivation for knitting. Okay, so right now let's sit there and really think about what are the central emotions you feel when you sit down with your knitting. Are you tense when you sit down with it? Are you anxious? Are you kind of reluctant, or does it feel grindy? Are you more focused on the outcome rather than the process? Or calculating whether the time that you're spending on this will be worth it in the end? So it seems like what happens when we do that is that creation shifts from being a source of joy to just a means to an end. So when we do this, something is lost. We're losing something, not just the quality of not in the quality of what we're making, but the quality of our time we spend making it. So it's not really about finding more exciting patterns or more exciting projects to work on. It's more about reclaiming that enthusiasm we had, that joy, that real excitement we had in the actual process of making something. So it can manifest itself in purpose drift. So instead of knitting something just for the joy of knitting, sometimes it turns into this thing. Oh, well, I really have to make these socks. Maybe not so much now in this day and time, but like I really have to have this done so my feet aren't cold. So what began as this joyful process of creating something new that we were all excited about. It kind of turns into this thing sometimes where we're just cranking out the hats, or we're doing this for charity, so I need 8 pairs of mittens for this. Sometimes we want to impress others, sometimes we want to build our skills. All kinds of different things come up that take away the joy that we have. They're not inherently negative, but I feel like if they're replacing that joy we had in the process, it's something to look at. And then if you do have that external focus about how other people look at your work, or like we had been talking about in another video, the things that you feel that you should be doing, that seeking that external validation can really eliminate the joy of making something. And the third thing is we kind of fall into this productivity trap. And probably all our other areas of life, work life or what have you, there's this emphasis on productivity. We have to get this many certain things done in this amount of time. And I think a lot of the times that really creeps into our creative work. Like, oh my gosh, really need to get this done. I need to get this done because I need to crank out the hats, like I was saying, or I've got to get these gifts finished. So that kind of tends to steal the joy as well. And I'm not saying we should abandon all these goals that we have. If you're going to knit 50 hats for charity, do it. But I just want to ensure that the joy remains while you're doing it and you're not being overwhelmed by this need to be productive. So the path to getting back to that joy in your knitting isn't about picking the perfect pattern or the perfect project. What it is really being mindful about what we're doing. Why are we doing this? Why are we making this instead of going out to Target and buying a hat? And I think it's important to recognize too that knitting necessarily isn't the thing that's bringing us joy. It's our internal appreciation of what we're doing that brings the joy. And I think it's also really important to realize that joyful creation isn't a luxury. I feel deeply that this is integral to us being happy, self-aware, well-adjusted human beings. And creating from joy doesn't make your work less serious or significant. It makes it more significantly yours. And I'm not saying you always have to be happy all the time, but I'm just wanting to really reclaim that joy that we get in creating, to have it happen every day, to help it sustain us. Okay, for your next knitting session, let's try this. So go into it, go to your favorite chair, wherever you like to sit and knit, and just prepare. Your only goal for this session right now is just to create joy. Again, everything else is going to be kind of out of your head. How many rows you need to do, what you need to, anything else, just gone. And just create with truly appreciating what you're doing now. And if you want to use some of the meditations that are also in the classroom to help out with this, like the mindfulness ones are like super helpful for really focusing on actually what you're doing, the creative process. So while you're doing this, also make a little mental note of what is it about what I'm doing right now is so satisfying for me? Is it the quiet? Is it the way that the needles feel sliding through the yarn? Is it the rhythmic motion of your needles? Just kind of make a note of what's really bringing you joy. And then also, when am I feeling most absorbed and present? Maybe it's the part of whatever it is that you're knitting, or whether you're just starting or when you are getting to the end of it, what is bringing you the most joy? What part of it? And then, two, what conditions really helps this joy flourish? Having a cup of tea, having the kitty on your lap, having the kitty not on your lap. What conditions really enhance the joyful experience? And be really specific, because this isn't just about kind of like this vague, oh, let's feel good. It's about being able to mindfully recreate these feelings of joyfulness, kind of finding what your joy triggers are, if you will. So remember, joy is not just a valid purpose for creating. It is the essential foundation that sustains all other purposes. If you don't have that joy there, why are you doing this? So when you create with joy, you're not just enjoying yourself and making a better project. You're creating a better relationship with your work, which can sustain you through the hard parts, the mess ups, the screw ups, and really enrich your experience with knitting.